Hello everybody, Vive Jose here, and today I am going to give you a tutorial on how to use everything in the Circuit Simulator application. So I'll just jump right into it here. So to start out, I have a toggle button. So just click in the toolbar up here on this icon here, toggle button, and then right click anywhere in the world to place it down. So if you right click on the toggle button, even if you have it selected, it will not place another one on top of it because it detects that you're on top of the toggle button, and it will play this object's right click event, which is to toggle. It changes its power state from on to off or on to on depending on the state that it's in. It just toggles it. That's why it's called a toggle button. The next object I have right next to it is the wire connection point. So a wire connection point can exist anywhere in the world. They are also used in conjunction with other more complex objects like logic gates and inverters and everything. So these hold wire. So these can either transmit power from wires, or they can receive power from wires. So I'll show you that right now by clicking on the wire. So wire only allows power to flow in one direction. So I'm going to click on my toggle button as my first object, and this wire connection point is my second object. These can require two objects in order to run. So this is my first object, this is the second object, and the power will flow from the first to the second, and that is indicated by the dots on the ends of the wire. The black dot is the start point, and this white grayish dot is the end point. So if I turn this button on, the power flows down towards this. However, if I have this be an object, or I must have already clicked on it. I did. I had the wire selected. So yeah, these can go to multiple spots, just like that. Can be even to 3 spots if you want. However many spots you want, the wire will connect to. Awesome. So the next thing is an inverter. And an inverter just inverts whatever signal is being put into it. So if I use the wire and I select this button and then this wire connection point, which is combined with the inverter, and then I select the inverter and this wire connection point, you can see that it is powering that wire connection point right now, but there's no signal going into it. That's because it puts out the inverse of whatever this is. So if I turn this on, it outputs off, because off is the inverse of the input that is on. So that's that. The next thing I have is the repeater. Well, I guess it's called a repeater in Minecraft. It does just what a repeater does in Minecraft, but it is a delay. So if I right click on this, I can increase the delay or decrease the delay. It goes from a quarter of a second to half a second to 3/4 of a second to a full second of delay. And I can just connect those down, connect that over there, and I will show you the difference in delay just like this. So this one should turn on first, so like that, and then this one should turn on second. So if I turn this on, that one turns on first, that one turns on second. This one took a second to turn on, this one took a quarter of a second to turn on. So that's that. The next button I have is the trash button, and this one, you need to be a little bit careful with this one right now, because it is not working perfectly. So right now, the trash can will delete any object that you right click on. So with this selected, you just right click on an object to delete it. However, if there is wire connected to that object, when you delete it, because this wire needs 2 points, and this second point suddenly doesn't exist, the wire doesn't know what to do, and it just kind of breaks and the game crashes. But I can fix that, and I will fix that in a future version of this. So yeah, if you just get this now, just be very careful with this. If it does crash, the worst that will happen is you will lose your save progress, but it won't like mess anything up too badly. Okay, so next object is the next button on the toolbar is the move tool. And with the move tool, you can select any object. This doesn't matter if you click on something with wire, and you can pretty much move it anywhere on the screen. Something with this object is that if you click on an object that is made up of multiple parts, like these delays, they're made up of the delay and a wire connection point. If you move it, it gets split up, but that is not the biggest deal because they are still registered like to each other. So if I turn this off, this does still work the same way that it would before. It's just there's a big gap here. And if you save it with the save button and then load it again, it will update and fix itself. It's just kind of a visual bug that it's so far apart. They're still connected though, you just can't see it. So yeah, move tool is pretty safe. The next tool is the save button. So just click on this, and everything on the screen will be converted to a text file. You can see what text file that is by this up here. So this is all now saved and represented in text to circuit1.txt, which is just a file that's if you look where this jar is, there'll be a save folder in there, and inside that save folder there'll be a circuits folder, and inside the circuits folder there will be circuit1.txt. And if you open that up, there'll be a bunch of numbers and stuff. The first number is the ID of the object that text line represents, and then the second two numbers are the X and Y position of that number. So that's that. The next is the load button. Just click that, it will load everything up. You can see how it flashes a little bit. That's just because when this loads in, it is turned off, and it turns itself on after one tick, and then all this updates after that. Okay, so the next 5 buttons are folders. So this is the first folder, and this is the logic folder. As you can see, there are 4 different options in here, and they're just the logic gates. So click on this one, it's an OR gate, this one is an AND gate, this one is an RS NOR latch, and this is an XOR gate. And that's that. The next folder is the lighting folder, and all I have in this right now is a 7-segment display, which does work. 7-segment display has 7 segments that make up the screen, and you can just connect buttons to the different spots on the 7-segment display. I'll make it 0. So when this is turned on, the display displays whatever is represented by the inputs that are powered. So that's a 0. I can make a 1 real quick just to demonstrate. So this and this, that makes a 1. The next folder doesn't actually exist. There's just an icon there. This is going to be dealing with sounds and stuff like that. I'm going to have an inputs folder. I don't know what I'm going to add here, but it's good to just have an extra button for whatever. Yeah. So moving on, I have this 00 button, which is actually the centering button. It will return the screen to this position. Let me just save everything right now. So this pixel up here is 00, and everything on the screen is drawn around that pixel. So on the keyboard, if you use the WASD keys, you can move everything around. However, if you move away and you want to get back real quick, you can just hit this button, and it brings you back to 00. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to work, and then, oh no, I want to go back. So just hit the 00 button. It brings you back to 00. And with moving around, that means that the screen is actually infinitely expandable. I can put an object, way down here, and then if I wanted to, I could connect something to it. So yeah, this is now connected all the way down here to here. So this is infinitely expandable. It's just down there. That's not actually on the screen right now, but it's still there, being processed too. The next button I have is the plus button. Hit that, and the workspace, everything on that is scaled up in size all the way up to, I believe it's 200%. So that's, yeah, all the way up to 200%, and then you can zoom back out. So everything still works the same. You can go and you can add objects when you're zoomed in. The only thing that doesn't work right now and is a little bit buggy is wire when you're zoomed in. And that's just because of the collision boxes of these are actually smaller than they are. And it's, yeah. So I'll work on that. That'll be solved pretty soon, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Okay, so I've used up pretty much all of the space right here. And yeah, I could move far away, but I don't want to be working far away because that's just a pain. So I want to actually make a whole new workspace. And you can do that pretty easily with this button, which is the new project button. Hit that, it brings up a window, but Fraps only records one window at a time, so you can't see it. This is just a G-option pane, which is just a text field. So like where you go to type in your username or something in an application, that's a text field. This is just one of those, but instead of putting your username in here, you put the file name in here. So it defaults to say circuit2, which is actually spelled wrong. If you hit OK, the screen goes away, but it isn't deleted. It's saved in the other file. You're just looking at, you can see here, circuit2.txt now. So yeah, now I have a whole nother workspace and I can build whatever I want here. I can save it, and now, okay, I want to go back to the other one. So now I'll just put circuit 1 in, and it loads circuit 1 back up. Here's everything, nothing's deleted, everything is still here. Awesome. You might have noticed though that this is no longer lit up. That's just because buttons default to their off state when you save and load. So if I turn these buttons on and I save and load, they'll turn off because that is just their default state. That's what they do. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for how I can make my video quality better or anything like that, stuff that you'd rather see than this, any more little circuits or any ideas that you have that you want to see in this game, any additions, just, yeah, put them in the comment section below, any suggestions, anything like that. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you see the video tomorrow. Bye.